Everyone, new setup. Got a mic stand and stuff. Okay, we're moving up in the world. Got pop filter too. Anyways, today we are reviewing Slovaki by Slowdive. Before I actually get into the album, let me just check and make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Souvlaki. 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 The album's 40 minutes, 10 songs long. Pretty much all killer, no filler. It is the dream pop album, and what I mean by this is that it hits all the components you want from dream pop. It's ethereal. That shit got me levitating. It's also super just like comfy and warm feeling, and it just sounds great. It's really easy on the ears, but it's dream pop, and they sprinkled on some shoegaze, right? They just threw some of that shit on at the end. One thing I feel like makes it stand out from other dream pop that I've listened to is I think the vocals are actually pretty interesting on this album. A lot of the times in my experience with dream pop is that the vocals slash lyrics are just kind of feels like they kind of thought about it second compared to the instrumentals, which makes sense because, you know, dream pop is mainly about the instrumentals, but I feel like care actually went into the vocals and the lyric, especially on songs like When the Sun Hits and Dagger. And by the way, those are my two favorite songs in the album. When the Sun Hits is amazing. That's an incredible song that I feel like just shows all the good qualities of this album on a single track. Now, truth be told, I don't feel like this album is doing anything like fucking mind-blowing and crazy, but it feels like it's the pinnacle. They take the basics of dream pop and they just make it the best it can possibly be. Now, does that mean it's like perfect? It's pretty close, but I don't know if it's perfect. But it feels very well thought out and well intentioned to the point where it's about as good as I think dream pop might ever get, at least from what I've heard, because this is far better than the rest of the dream pop I've heard, mainly being Beach House. And I wouldn't be surprised if Beach House was inspired by this band, but please let me know in the comments below. Some tracks lean more heavy into the instrumentals, like Souvlaki, Space Station, and some are almost like not dream pop at all. The last track, Dagger, is probably the most bare bones song in the album. It's just a guitar and the lead male singer, and it works really, really well as an outro to just ease you out in a slow, comforting way. And the intro does the opposite, I guess, because it kind of plays into the dream pop sound. It comes in really strong. My only issue with this album is I think the fourth track, Sing, is not bad. It's not bad by any means. It's still a good track, but it, in my opinion, is noticeably weaker than the rest of the tracks on the album. When I was listening to the album, I felt like every single track was on equal level of quality and just amazingness, I guess. But Sing always felt like it stood out as just being not nearly as interesting or as good as the rest of the tracks on this album. But I don't think it's a huge deal because Sing really does fit well into the sound of this album, and it doesn't like stray away from it in a bad way. It just feels much more underwhelming compared to the rest of the tracks on this album. Probably the best dream pop album I've ever heard. They also got some shoegaze mixed in to kind of switch it up, make it a bit more interesting. My only issue again is I think Sing is a bit worse than the other tracks, but I do think it fits really well into the sound, so it's not the biggest deal. So I'm going to give Souvlaki by Slowdive a 9 out of 10. That's my thoughts on the album. What do you think about the album? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Tell me in the comments below, or say something else. Feel free to join the Discord in the description. Recommend me albums you would like to see me review, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.